On today's episode, we dig just a little bit into the age-old question: what is actually included in an all-inclusive vacation? Hi everyone, welcome back to Explore Informed, where we dig into the details of travel, so the next time we go exploring, we go better informed. Today we are asking, what does all-inclusive actually include? Let's start by taking a brief walkthrough of a potential day in the life of an all-inclusive vacationer. You wake up and grab a bottle of water, or maybe a can of mineral water from your in-room minibar. You hit the gym for an exercise class where you potentially pretend to work out. After that, you roll by the coffee shop to grab an espresso, iced latte, smoothie, or cold brew, and maybe you grab a pastry on your way out the door. You next stop by your room to pick up your significant other, who may or may not have been sleeping in, I won't tell. You then visit the breakfast buffet, which we all know to literally be limitless. After that, you snag a chair around the pool, or maybe in a cabana by the beach. You then decide to conquer the 10 a.m. floating yoga session. And if you do not embarrass yourself by falling in the water, you might celebrate with a mimosa. After that mimosa, naturally, you swim out to the floating trampoline and pyramid, pretending to be a teenager once again. And after playtime, you grab tacos and a margarita by the beach for lunch. After which, you'll probably be tempted to take a nap in a beach cabana. Or maybe you'll muster the energy to shuttle into town for some shopping. As the afternoon fades, you enjoy happy hour and make some new friends with your vacation mates. And follow that with a steak dinner. A steak dinner. And as the sun fades, you enjoy a sundowner on the balcony, when shortly after, the resort's evening entertainment or show begins. And you follow the show with a nightcap, a stop by the dessert shop for some late night regret, or an espresso from the coffee shop. Then you simply repeat that, every day basically, for the duration of your trip. Maybe that is a bit overkill, but you really can do all of those things without spending $1 extra. However, let's take a closer look at how all-inclusive offerings potentially differ across various price points. I did a bit of research on the all-inclusive properties in Cancun, Mexico, and I looked at pricing for a few different tiers of properties. To keep my search fair, I searched for the same long weekend in April, from a Thursday to a Sunday. All resorts were in the same region of the hotel zone, which is the main kind of touristy region of beach resorts in Cancun. And the all-inclusive options for each included 3 meals per day, along with beverages. I looked at 3 different properties. The first one was the Flamingo Cancun. The Flamingo Cancun is a 3-star property per Expedia. There are 249 rooms, which is on the smaller side, 3 restaurants and 2 or 3 bars, and what I'd really call kind of a budget-friendly, get-what-you-pay-for option, and what is a good location. For example, they only have domestic alcohol, at least that's what it appears, and you can get room service, but you have to pay a fee. The average nightly rate across that long weekend was $246. Next, I look at the Grand Park Royal, which is a 4-star property according to Expedia. There are 311 rooms and 33 villas, 4 restaurants, and 4 bars. There is 24-hour room service, but you have to pay a fee if you use it more than once every 24 hours. So it's free room service every 24 hours, or once every 24 hours. There is an in-room minibar, nightly entertainment, daily activities. It's more of a full-service option in a slightly better location. And the nightly rate there was $276. And the last property I looked at was the Hyatt Ziva, which is a 4.5-star property per Expedia. There are 547 rooms across multiple different towers, 17 restaurants, lounges, and bars, which included a dessert-only option, a coffee shop, and a microbrewery. There's premium domestic and international alcohol, nightly shows, and entertainment. Essentially, this is a contemporary full-service Hyatt, in a premium location with multiple beach frontages. The nightly rate here ranged all the way up to $507 per night. So on paper, these options in these properties do look different in their respective offerings, but it doesn't always read as if the difference is worth hundreds of dollars per night. But I think you have to consider all the differences that can't necessarily be explained on a website. For example, the quality of the rooms in the properties. When was the last time that property had a facelift or a renovation? What are the amenities like? The pools, the beach, the gym. And perhaps most importantly, what is the quality of the food and drinks available? And really, what is the diversity of the different options? Are you stuck with one restaurant for lunch and dinner or multiple? I suspect in many instances that the differences in your actual experience across a range of properties will be greater than the difference you might see on paper when comparing the options and prices online. Either way, the good news is there is a wide range of all-inclusive offerings available, and you can almost certainly find something that suits your needs and fits in with your budget. So what else might your all-inclusive trip actually include? Sometimes you will see transportation included to and from the airport. A high-end property might include guided excursions into town or even a spa treatment. The list honestly goes on and on depending on what you pay. Cooking classes, laundry services, wine and cheese tasting, afternoon tea, horseback riding, golf, tennis, and much, much more. And I don't want you to forget that there can be value in some of the intangible benefits as well. All-inclusive resorts can save you time and energy. Instead of stressing over whether you should pay resort prices for dinner or grab a cab into town, you simply choose between the on-site options for meals. Additionally, you don't have to stress over spending more money while on vacation and arriving home with a larger than anticipated credit card statement. You certainly have the option, at least, to stick with the all-inclusive options available at your resort and therefore stick to your vacation budget. You can also try new things without fear of wasting money. Do you want to try a new dish, a new cocktail, or a new activity? Go for it. If you don't like it, no problem. But all-inclusive vacations are not always sunshine and rainbows. I admit that. It can be kind of cheesy or feel uninspired. Your seasoned traveler friends might make fun of you. And some folks do have reservations about the incremental costs of an all-inclusive package. Some will argue that it's not really worth that extra cost that you pay for all-inclusive. It may be that an all-inclusive package is not the best fit for what you are looking for from your vacation. All-inclusive vacations are kind of like cruises. They aren't advertised as deep, immersive dives into a region's culture and lifestyle. If you park your butt in a pool lounger all day sipping pina coladas, you're not going to learn anything new about the region that you're in, especially if you've never been there before. But sometimes that's just what you need. Some R&R, a quick getaway or escape from the craziness back home. Maybe you're an obsessive vacation planner who likes to pre-plan every detail of the trip, read all kinds of restaurant reviews for local dining options, and maybe veer off the beaten path just a little bit. Then an all-inclusive resort is probably not the best option for you. And sometimes all-inclusive vacations can be fairly expensive and not always help you achieve peak value. For example, if you are in an area with affordable dining or activity options, like maybe even Mexico potentially, then you may not always get the maximum value possible depending on the price you are paying. But if you are looking for a quick weekend getaway or a vacation that makes your trip a little bit easier for your large family instead of more complex, take a look at all-inclusive options available. You might find that it's a good fit. If I were to leave you with one thing, it would be this. The advantages and disadvantages of all-inclusive trips that are quoted most often, either by your friends or in a blog or maybe even on TV, they're most likely to be somewhat accurate. But don't forget that any opinion that is issued, on any matter honestly, often comes from a particular point of view, with a little bit of bias built in. Only you can decide what you want to get from your vacation, and only you can decide how best to achieve that. So that marks the end of this show. You can find us here on YouTube and also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Explore Informed. If you have specific questions or topics that you would like to see on the show, please comment below with any suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks next time.